All right, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to SHOPcast. We're streaming live right now on Shop 31 and Horror Hangout. I just want to get people the knowledge that Horror Hangout exists, and we do this show every week. But streaming it on Shop 31 helps get other people that may not know about Horror Hangout to see that we're doing this. So if you're familiar with me from Shop 31 and you don't know this, I have another channel where we do movie talk, mostly horror, not all horror, but mostly horror movies. And we do a live podcast every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Central, roughly 9:15, and we talk about a movie that we rotate picks. So this week's movie was Slugs. If you can't tell by the graphics on the screen, actually we did Beauty and the Beast. It was a Disney pick, but no, we did Slugs. This was my pick. Surprise, surprise.
Mm-hmm.
I think it came out 88 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's 88.
Bro, this movie is badass. So before I even go into how terribly good this movie is, we are creeping up on episode 100, and I would love to have anybody that's interested in watching that episode with us, because this is big, man. We've been doing this a couple of years now, and 100's a pretty big deal. I'm very proud of this shit. So we're thinking about, this is just up in the air right now, but possibly doing it, all three of us live. What I was thinking is if we couldn't all get together, or even if we could, somebody was telling me that the Amazon Prime watch party thing was pretty easy to do now.
Oh, yeah.
My idea was maybe have a movie we've all kind of seen, we can talk through and just bullshit with, but have it like all of us watching it together, not on the screen here, because I can't do that. I'll get pulled. But if we have a watch party and everybody can watch along with us, they'll know exactly what we're talking about because they can talk with us on the video.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We could, give it a try. Maybe even try it later on and do it for another big episode. But it's something I want to try to incorporate in this, is I think it would be a great idea. Do y'all remember when I first started doing watch-alongs with Carissa? I did it every Friday night for like a little while, man. And it didn't work out that well, but back then we didn't have a way to do it like we do now. Like this watch party thing I might be able to jump back in doing that a little bit. Not often. I don't know if I want to do it every week, but it was fun, man. It was cool to do.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was.
if you have any input on a movie you'd like us to review or whatever, you got any ideas for episode 100, let us know, man. Throw it in the comments. Let me get the live comments up if anybody wants to say hi. And if you are here with us, please like the video. I'd appreciate it. It'll get us out in the algorithm a little bit more. All right, so Slugs. It is definitely about slugs. So, I mean, I don't really know what to say about this movie because I don't even know that I'd ever seen it. Because once I started watching it, I was like, I don't recall seeing this before. But my memory's so bad that doesn't really surprise me. But nothing about it like sparked a memory. Usually when I don't remember a movie, I'll watch it 10 minutes in. I go, okay, never mind. I've seen this. Shoot, even if it's 30 minutes in, something will spark. Nah, dude, I was guessing the whole time.
When all the slugs blew up, it didn't spark a memory.
Not even a little one. But yeah, man, it was.
What do you talk about with
this
movie?
Has anybody seen Alligator? Because it's like that, but with slugs. Like it's about a town that gets overrun by like mutant slugs that eat meat and not vegetation. Like I don't. Yeah. It's got, here's the thing though. It's got pretty great kills. Like the kills were pretty awesome. And then in between that, it's like just a bunch of like nothing. Like there's Although Josh, you said that the dialogue was just the worst. I don't really understand.
Oh, it was bad.
No. I'm not saying that it wasn't bad, and I'm definitely not saying that it was good. What I am saying is that I've seen worse on other movies. Like I don't know. I was waiting for it to be like so bad that even I was like, oh my goodness. But I think like 4 or 5 times I told Carissa I don't really understand what Josh was saying, and she goes, "Well, it's not good." I said, "No, it's definitely not good." And I was like, "But it didn't." I was expecting it to be just. I mean, I think maybe you just have my expectations a little too high because if you hadn't said anything, I might have been like, "Oh." But
the dialogue I actually liked was the cop.
Yeah, dude, let's go. That's my guy, dude.
He just said the stupidest shit to everybody and was just
like the chief guy, right? The old guy.
Yeah,
dude. That guy was awesome, bro.
He was.
I think he's probably my favorite character in the whole movie.
Yeah, me too.
Him with the slugs.
Yeah, his lines were probably my favorite part of the movie.
That's hilarious. I definitely liked his stuff too. Sorry,
the way he delivered it was entertaining to me too, because he almost like he could have used like a rim shot after every line. He's like, I mean, whatever, rim shot, and then next line. Like the way he delivered it was.
Well, he's such a
was
shithead.
funny. Yeah,
And I kind of liked the Mike dude. He was like kind of a turd. Like I don't know,
which
man.
one was Mike?
The main guy, the guy that was like,
Okay, like the lead
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
I don't remember names.
No, I just remembered his name because it was like Mike something, and for a minute I thought he said Mike Barry, and I know never mind, it doesn't matter. But like it just stuck with me because his name's Mike. But yeah, I don't know. The movie was incredibly silly. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I feel like I forgot most of this movie already, to be honest.
I mean, I probably did too because I wasn't like, it wasn't like I was like freaking out about it, but I was definitely having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, the practical effects were good.
Well, that's kind of what my thought process was.
Yeah,
just everything, like the music was hilariously bad.
Oh my god,
dude!
It was
the worst music of any movie that I have ever seen because none of it makes any sense.
Yeah.
That's why I said on my Letterboxd review I thought it was made by aliens because it's like they watched, like they've never met a human being before and they watched a soap opera and that's how they think that humans are. And they just base everything off of that.
Well, I mean, I did have a good time watching it though, man. Like, because I own it. I have it on DVD. I don't have like a Blu-ray or anything. I happen to have a copy that I think I bought a collection and it was in there, and I was like, this looks awesome. I'll
no
keep
4K
this.
of this, or
I would definitely buy a 4K of this. 100%, I would own a 4K of this, like 1,000%. But like I'm actually doing a whole Gore score video for this, like 100%. There's some cool stuff in there that I want to put clips of. Like I got a bunch of ideas for things that are gonna make these videos really funny, dude. Like
the fact that their idea of how to kill the slugs is just to shoot shit at them, to blow them, to blow them up.
They explode half a town.
I mean, that's the worst possible idea.
And the sheriff that was a dick the entire time just shows up at the end and is like, I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
I thought it was like shockingly gory for a movie that felt really tame until the kills happened, and then you're like,
you're like,
it almost like lulls you to sleep, and you're like, oh Jesus, a guy's face is gone. Like,
it was like a bad Spielberg movie, and then this crazy gory stuff. Like a slug coming out and like devouring people.
My favorite part was one that I didn't even catch on first go. Carissa had to stop it and go, "Did you see that?" Because I didn't react to it, so she assumed I didn't. I was taking writing stuff down. Was whenever he puts his hand down and the slug bites his finger.
That was funny.
Oh yeah,
bro. I literally was like, I was shocked. I was like, what in the is going on?
But a lot of it almost looked like still images. Like they were just showing like a big still image and then moving the camera around, but like none of the slugs were actually moving or doing anything. But they did have that one
being fast forwarded a little bit.
Yeah, that one little clip where I forget exactly who it was, reaches their hand down and then it just bites their finger was hilarious.
What do you mean by one viewer is crazy? I mean, it's Thursday night at like 9:30. I'm not expecting 100 people, but are you talking about we only have 101 person on here right now? We got at least a couple. At least a couple.
Yeah.
Also, you know what I figured out? I figured out that this thing, the little count thing on here, extremely inaccurate because I go look at my analytics after every video, every live, anyways, and it'll tell me like peak viewers concurrently, and it's never what this says ever. It's always that's not like a ton, but it's never like 4, for instance. It's never that. So I think this count thing is very off. But yes, one viewer is pretty bum. It's pretty shitty. But whatever.
Not everybody's into slugs.
Not only that, but like
slugs didn't draw people in.
No, they're supposed to come here for our bickering and arguing. That's what they're supposed to come for.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's start in a minute.
Yeah. No, it won't. But, yeah, this movie was awesome, man. I mean, there's really not a lot to it. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was going to be any good. I wasn't sure if we're going to like it. I was pretty positive that, because I didn't watch the reviews, but I watched that. Okay.
Cap.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking shit about. But...
That's young people's term that I don't know what means.
No, they're telling me that I'm full of shit.
Oh, okay.
Something. About something.
Okay.
I don't know what, but I mean, this is probably a 16-year-old boy with some, I don't know, fucking weird ass photo of some girl he'll never fuck.
Yeah, I know what it means, but I'm too old to. I don't know what it stands for, but I'm too old to know what it actually means.
Yeah, these fucking young kids, man, they're cool, but they're thinking the exact same shit about us.
Except they got on our video. So
yeah, I was born chill, motherfucker. What are you talking about? You chill. I like it whenever people talk shit and then you respond and they're like, "Wait, why are you talking shit?" I'm like, "What are you talking about, you fucking idiot?" But yeah, slugs.
my favorite part was right after the couple finished having sex and then they get off the bed.
Dude, it was like floor's lava.
Yeah. It was awesome. They're just like get pulled into the floor.
Dude, that shit was amazing.
And it's literally like just them kind of rolling around in like fake slugs with like red
dropped all over
coloring all over.
Yeah, they're like really nothing happening.
Yeah,
they're just getting
like how are slugs like pulling you down when you're like trying to climb out the window too?
Yeah,
they're super slugs, bro. Yo, I want to get slug life tattooed on my stomach now with like a slime trail. Oh man,
yeah.
Dude, I watched a. This is so off subject, but I watched a
shocking
podcast. I know, right? Either of y'all have any experience listening to like Bone Thugs and Harmony?
Yeah.
Josh, do you at all?
I do not.
I didn't think.
I only really know their first album or
Okay.
the big album. I'm assuming it's their first album. Crossroads.
Yeah, it was their first major label album, I believe.
Yeah.
I think they had one before it, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I'm botting out. Okay. Thank you. That I don't know what it means, so. Dude, I have a tattoo on my leg that a fucking 9-year-old did, so I've done stupid things with tattoos. It hurt really fucking bad. But I completely lost my train of thought about the Bone Thugs and everything. So if it comes back to me, I'll tell you. But anyways, Crazy Bones is shit. I'll just stick with that. That guy's awesome. Yeah, I don't really have a lot else to talk about this movie. It was just awesome. It was silly. Oh, I can't remember how long it was. It didn't seem like it was that long, but it did feel like it was longer than I expected.
It was right an hour and a half, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, it's 90 minutes, I think.
Okay. See, I didn't watch it on Tubi. I have it on DVD, so I think I just was expecting it to go a little faster than that. I'm so used to movies being so either really, really long or really, really short at this point.
Yeah, it was another one that definitely went a little too long. Like it could have been probably 70, 80 minutes.
Yeah.
It took like half an hour for really anything to happen. It wasn't quite as long as Night of the Demons.
Yeah.
But it took a little bit.
Well, it's one of those things that like in a movie like this, let me just put this person in timeout. When you can behave yourself, you can come back and play. Anyways.
You're distracting the host,
bro. Man, I'm like a 6-year-old, dude. It's real easy, so calm down with that, please. It's one of those movies that like you kind of wonder when you're watching it, like, what did they think people were here for?
Yeah.
Why don't we get to the point? Like, start killing people. Like, I didn't come to watch Slugs to actually try to learn anything about slugs. I don't care where they come from. I don't care what they eat. I want to watch them eat people.
Yeah.
As many people as you could possibly get into a 75 to 80-minute movie.
Yeah.
But, I mean, overall.
Yeah. I mean, the reason.
Facts, by the way, facts. Sorry.
I mean, the reason I was like, yeah, I'm cool with this one because, the guy that made Pieces did it. So I was like, okay, that movie.
Oh, that's actually what caught my attention about it was that I looked up something else and I saw that dude had made this, and I was like, I think I have that, and that's what caught my attention initially. I completely forgot. I couldn't remember why I picked it because it fits my profile, but like,
sure.
I didn't know that guy had directed the same dude. And I was looking up something unrelated and saw it. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay, that's cool. And I thought it might have a little bit of promise because of that is what I was getting at.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, and Pieces is awesome. So
yes, I agree.
This movie definitely feels like the same guy. Honestly, I just wish it had been sleazier. Like, if you're not gonna if you're not gonna like have them eating people in the beginning, at least give us some naked girls or something.
Dude, even a big old dick, I don't care. Something hilarious, dude. Make a big dog just flop in front of the screen.
That's why Pieces is so cool, because it's like you get killed like in the first scene, and then you get a
bunch of naked people,
and then more killing, and like there's never like more than like 7 minutes where something entertaining happens.
Now I want to go back and watch Pieces again. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
I watched that not too long ago too. Yeah, this one just felt kind of tame.
Yeah, but I do think this is a good entry level like silly movie. Like for people that are like kind of getting interested in this stuff, especially if you're like, yo, I'm starting to get into horror movies, and then your first question is like, okay, you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, or whatever, and they're like, yeah, and you go, do they like horror stuff? Not really. They get scared easily, or they don't like this or that. Yo, this is the kind of movie you go, here, you want some old 80s like cult classic shit? Grab Slugs, because it's not going to scare anybody, and it's not too gross. So they start liking stuff like this. Then the next step is something a little darker, and then you go maybe get into Pieces pretty soon after that. Also, yes, you're very correct with this. Hell yes, it's freaking Slugs.
It's freaking Slugs.
That's absolutely correct. How funny would it have been if the movie was just 5 minutes long? Because the moment they saw Slugs, he just poured salt on it, and that was it. Fucking movie over. Slug. Roll credit. You're like, okay.
That's what I was hoping would happen. They just get a giant, like a dumpster truck full of salt and just pour it in the sewer.
Yeah, it was a. What? Why were there so many of them? That I don't know that maybe they've talked about
it. Because they reproduce.
Because they're
asexually.
Yeah, they're hermaphroditic. That's what it was.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what it was. They can just go do their own thing.
I'm assuming that's what they were getting at with throwing that line in there. Why they've overrun the town so much, and the explanation of the town being built on a nuclear waste. Like,
that's why they got all crazy. I forgot about this movie went in one ear, not the other, real comfortably. But
now my thought watch is like this. Like, you could have made this worse, and it would have been better, I think.
No, 100%.
If Trauma had done this,
if Trauma had done this, it would have been never mind. I don't know that I agree with that. I think that maybe it would have been sleazier, but I don't know that it would have been better.
Yeah, as I said, better is I guess dependent on how you define better. But
there's a lot of missed opportunity in this movie though, because there's not one scene where slugs were fucking. Oh, you don't do that. That's right.
Yeah.
Never mind. Because I thought that would be funny, but I'm like, I guess it would have been pretty funny if they were shaped like that snake eating its own tail.
It's fucking.
Welcome to Horror Hangout, folks. Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
I mean, let's not act like if dudes could suck their own dicks, we wouldn't all be calling in sick twice a week. Dude, I remember in high school, we were talking with some friends, and there's always that one guy that's like just extremely uncomfortable with everything, and it's not at all calm. So we're all talking about something, and one of the girls was like, "If you could suck your own dick, you would." And all of us were like, "Yeah, probably." It was one dude just would never admit it. Turned out like 5 years later, we found out he was gay. We're like, "Oh no, because you're sucking everybody else's dick. That's cool though. Do you, bro? I don't care." But yeah, man, that's hilarious. Oh, jeez. All right, man. Slugs. That was fun. Was this rated R? It had to be, right?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Pretty sure it was.
Oh, man. Oh, his name was Michael Garfield. Anyways, whatever. A health inspector. The synopsis of this is one sentence.
Yeah.
A health inspector and 2 helpers hunt mutant killer slugs that call the sewer home. Let's not get too detailed there.
Yep.
It's not wrong, but
you know what? You're correct. For anybody that's interested, it is on Tubi for free. So if you want to go check it out, you can watch it without paying anything, which is always nice.
Yeah.
And before we talk too much further, what are we watching this week, guys? We want to talk about it so we can let everybody know so they can watch it with us.
So we're gonna watch George Romero's Martin.
Is that finally out on something to watch?
It is not on a streaming service, but it is on YouTube.
Okay.
And I watched like 5 minutes of it on my TV, and it's watchable.
Okay.
It's not like a horrible quality. So
yeah, because I know they've been
buttholes. I mean, I wish. I was like, invade what orifices? Gotcha.
Yeah, that should definitely have happened.
Yeah, that would have definitely improved the movie.
I mean, look, dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. I thought the movie was awesome. Like legit, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna watch it again for sure. I mean, I'm making a whole video on it, so I clearly liked it at least a little.
Yeah,
but
I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I was right in the middle.
Yeah,
it was. If it would have been worse, it would have been a little more fun, I think. So it was just on that edge for me of, oh God, that's so bad, or oh, that's so stupid, or like if I could have just shut that part off, like
yeah,
I would have had some more fun.
That's the thing. Like it feels like they were trying to actually make a movie. It wasn't like self-aware enough.
No, that's what makes it funny to me.
Right.
Like, is that they were like, no, dude, don't say it like that. Say it like this. And the guy was like, oh yeah, okay. It took the serious notes and shit, and then he went and made this.
Definitely.
Like, what?
Yeah. It's not self-aware at all. That's what's hilarious about it.
I think a lot of movies we've watched in the past like 3 months have been like that. Like, you know, they weren't all good because of it, but a lot of them like took themselves way too seriously.
Right.
Like shit, dude. What was I watching recently? I was watching something not too long ago, and I had that exact thought. I was like, my God, this is amazing because they think it's not a bad movie, and it's a very bad movie.
They're sincere about what horrible dreck they're making.
I've been wanting to do a Sonny Chiba Gore score video, and I started doing Street Fighter, and then I can no longer locate it on Tubi, so I don't know if they took it off or what. So I just bought a copy because I was looking for a box set anyway, so I bought one. I'm gonna have that one soon. I don't remember why I was telling you all that. That movie's awesome. Have either of y'all seen that, Sonny Chiba Street Fighter?
Nope.
No.
I feel like we've talked about this recently. Maybe we
I think we talked about it last week a little bit.
Might have. There's some really cool shit in it that's like the movie's old enough to where you're like, oh, that's interesting because there's a part that's really famous in the movie where he's fighting this dude and he like jumps up in the air, punches him in the head, and it shows an inside picture of his skull cracking. But the movie's like, dude, I think it's the 70s, man. It's pretty incredible. Let's see. I think it's late 70s. Why'd you pick Martin? I've never even heard of that before.
It's just an early Romero movie that I've heard is really good.
Oh, you've heard it's really good? I've never even heard the name of it.
Sort of notoriously like difficult to find.
Yeah, they've been trying to like, I guess, get the rights for it to do a new print of it. And
Second Sight is doing a 4K Blu-ray thing for it, but
who is?
They were Second Sight. It's a UK label.
Oh, okay.
But they were like, apparently there's like a longer cut of it.
Yeah.
That they were trying to find, and they like held off on it. It was supposed to come out like last year, but they held off on it, trying to get it, but they never could get it, so they just said that they're about to bring it. It's about to come out pretty soon. So, but it's
been watching it.
It's in the 70s. It's like right before Dawn of the Dead. I think Dawn of the Dead was his next movie. So nice. It is older, but it looks interesting. It's a vampire movie. Guy is told that he's a vampire,
and he's not.
He thinks he's a vampire. He drinks his blood.
That's amazing.
But you're not really
gets sick and dies.
The end.
Yeah, I think it's unclear. My understanding is it's unclear whether he's actually a vampire or he was just told that he's a vampire. But it looks cool. So
cool.
Man, lately I've been watching a lot of movies that were like, how do I say this? Lately I've been watching a lot of movies, there are movies that exist frequently that I see that I think, man, this isn't a very good movie, but the actors are so great in the movie that it like kind of makes it enjoyable. I don't really know how else to explain it, but have you seen a movie called Safe House with Denzel Washington and Ryan Reynolds?
I saw that a long time ago.
It's an absolutely terrible movie, except that Denzel Washington and Ryan Reynolds are really freaking good actors. So they really nailed this movie. Everything else about it is kind of like, it's just, I don't know, man. I watched another movie like
generic.
That. Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. I really love Mel Gibson movies that are like straight to video. And I think that's what I was thinking of just now.
Yeah.
Is those movies where you're like, this isn't good, but he's so great in it. It's kind of like Nick Cage. It really is. Me realizing that Nick Cage is actually good in his movies, but not all his movies are good, made me look at movies a completely different way. Because now I don't look at them like, was the movie good? I go, all right, was the guy that I was looking at watching, was that entertaining at all? Because if it was, okay, it's worth a watch. Because a lot of times they can't control if everybody else is suck ass or not. Like, they're there for their job. They're there to do something that they were paid to do. And more than likely, they love doing what they're doing. So they're there for that. But once they get there and they've gotten paid and they're rolling tape, dude, they can't control if the extra people in the movie are new or nervous or maybe they're kids. So I'm trying to watch movies from a different perspective of, you know, did I enjoy what I actually wanted out of this, which was a good performance by this guy? Unless it's something like The Northman, where I knew it was going to be a great movie and I wanted the experience of the whole movie to be great because I had a feeling it was going to be. That one wasn't necessarily dependent upon Skarsgård or what's her face,
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Being great in it. I knew they were going to be great in it. But a lot of these other like lower budget movies, I'm looking for performances versus the whole movie. And I didn't used to even think that way. This is very new to me. Like thinking like this is like maybe 6 months of my life. You know, I haven't thought like this very much. So
a really dynamic actor like a Nick Cage or a Mel Gibson, or somebody, they can elevate something that's just kind of, you know, a generic story.
Yeah, well, there's one called Edge of Darkness that Mel Gibson did.
Sounds familiar.
That's a good movie.
Okay, so I'm not tripping. I was like, okay, I liked it a lot, and I was like, man, I'm surprised. It's got a lot of people in it.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Have I seen that? That sounds really familiar.
He's done another one, which is what I thought this was. There's one where he's his daughter. I think he's like a race cop or something, and they have what?
Edge of Darkness, like his daughter gets like poisoned, right? And then he's like investigating like.
And what I thought it was the one where he had as a daughter, and some people are coming after. She goes to him for help. And he's more of like I think he even has a beard in that one, maybe.
Yeah, I've seen that one too.
That one's awesome too.
Yeah. She gets like in trouble with like a cartel, right?
Yes, yeah.
I
freaking love Mel Gibson, dude. That guy's awesome.
Yeah.
But like
that movie's badass too.
Yeah, dude, that guy makes good shit, man. Him and Nick Cage need to team up and make something absolutely insane.
It would be wild.
Yeah. So my next question is: have either of y'all seen the movie called Premium Rush with Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
That sounds familiar too.
Shannon and Michael Shannon, right?
Is he in it? I don't even remember. I just remember Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in it. I haven't seen it in a long while.
I've never seen it, but I know of it.
Well, I've always ridden bikes, and so like movies like that instantly get my attention because I like that lifestyle. I used to want to be a bike messenger in Houston, but they didn't have many of them, so getting the job to do it was really difficult. And even though I had the right equipment and everything, it just was impossible. Mm-hmm. Premium Rush came out, and I was all excited because they had like fixed geared bikes and stuff in it, and I was like, yo, this is what I'm into. Like, I do this. I ride bikes across Houston. Like, I will relate to this movie. So I watched it, and it was fantastic. Like, it's real. Like, there's stuff in that movie that you'll go, that's not real. I guarantee you it's real because I've seen it and done some of it. Because it's, as an example, they take their bike chains and they carry them on their like belt loops, and when a car does something stupid, they'll take it off and hit the car with it. Like, it's a form of protection almost. It's really stupid in all fairness. At 40 years old, I don't think like I do when I was 25. You definitely shouldn't do that because with a car, they can just run you over, and they might. But anyhow, I was getting at that. I didn't know that there was another movie about bike messengers way back in like the 80s, dude.
I have one. Quicksilver?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That movie is badass.
That bike, it's Kevin Bacon, right?
Yes.
I own that same exact model bike that Kevin Bacon has.
You really? Of course you do. What?
Yes. I found it at a garage sale, thrift sale thing, and like looked up the bike, and it's in the movie.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So that's how I know about that movie.
Dude, have you seen it?
No.
Oh, come on. It's wild, man. Boo. You got me all pumped and you're like, no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it sounded like he was a fan. And then he's
dude,
like,
I really thought you were a fan of it.
Never got around to watching it.
Well, I can tell you, A, it's on Tubi. B, it's great.
Okay.
Like, it's really good. They have some, I think it was earlier, mid-'80s. Let's see. Yeah, Kevin Bacon's awesome, dude. And the story is really cool, too, man, because, 86.
Okay.
So it's about a Wall Street stockbroker guy. He's hot shit. He's like the dude. He's got a big old house, lots of money, wealthy, drives around with a driver and stuff. That's Kevin Bacon. He's real young. He's like mid-20s. And in like one fail swoop, he just loses everything. He does some really bad deals. And I'm talking like within like a couple of hours, he goes from being like, wait, I have all this money. We're going to do this. And he has a plan. And then the plan just goes to shit. And then he's like, what am I going to do? And part of the money you find out is his parents' money. And he lost their retirement. And so he's like depressed. And he's like, but at the very beginning of the movie, he's driving in this car. As a matter of fact, I think he was taking a cab. I don't think it was a driver. I think he took a cab somewhere, which, I mean, technically he's a driver, but you know what I mean. He's in a cab, and they're going to his office, whatever. And he's, in the back reading paper, glasses, looking all fancy and shit. And this black dude rides up on a bicycle next to him and looks over at him, and he kind of like, they kind of, hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's up? And it was friendly, And so the dude's riding up next to them, right? And they're in a car. He's on a bike, and so the guy starts making funny faces or something. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was fun. It was friendly. He was basically competing with him, with good spirit, And so I think they communicated back and forth basically that he was going to beat him down this road, and the guy's in the cab, and he's like, "There's no way." So the guy takes off on the bike, and he's like hauling balls, dude, going in between cars. And so Kevin Bacon's like, "There's no way." He goes, "Hey man, $50 extra if you can beat this guy to where we're going." And so they start taking off, right? And it just ends really cool. That's the connection. And so when he's leaving, when he loses all his money, he's walking down the street. It shows him, man, he's disheveled. He's very clearly depressed. And it doesn't really tell you how he got to the point in his head, but he walks into this bike shop, picks up a bike, and then goes and wants to go to find this job. I think it was supposed to be temporary, and he fell in love with it. He's like, "No, man, I feel good. I'm out here. I'm free. I can." And then one of the things I talk about is like, I can get around faster on a bike. And I always thought that was funny because nobody ever believed me when I told them that. Like, I would go from one end of Houston to the other, and they're like, "Why don't you take the bus?" I'm like, "This is so much faster." They're like, yeah. How? And I'm like, "Well, I don't have to stop. Like, the bus stops every like quarter mile. Like, I don't have traffic. Yeah, I can ride in between cars. I get on sidewalks. I usually was at least reasonably safe on my bike because I didn't want to get killed because I've been hit by a car twice, and it's very scary. But yeah, man, I oftentimes would beat my mom home when she would like, "Hey, I'm coming to your house," and she'd be driving and I was riding my bike. I would beat her to my house. Like, it wasn't odd at all. Like, riding bikes is fun, man. In Houston, it's a little scary because people are so freaking rude. Like, the drivers are just, well, I mean, dude, I might even make an episode of telling stories. You know what? Write that down so I don't forget, because I do want to do that. I have 2 stories that I'll tell. I've been hit with objects while riding a bike twice, and I've been hit by a car twice. I'll tell all that stuff. I'll make one whole episode about it.
I've heard those stories.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking avocados hurt, bro.
Yeah.
I'll just say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I officially decided to not do the Black Roses one.
Oh, yeah?
Like, I'm just not doing it, and it's because I feel like it was funnier just between me and my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got the satisfaction that I wanted out of doing it, not telling people about it. Like, I told y'all because it's hilarious. But, like, if I had no friends, I still would have done that. So, I got my satisfaction. Now, if something else happens out of it, I might talk about it more. But, like, I just decided that I just don't care about him enough to do that. Like, I just don't give a shit. Like, the guy's a nothing to me. Like, but I was telling you that to also say, I think I told y'all that I've turned off all the comment notifications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm honestly a little nervous about that because I got a lot of people that really liked that I was involved with the community on there. But what I think I'm going to do is like twice a week, I'm going to go through on here on my desktop and I'm gonna go through just the comment section, not like each video, because it'll pull them all up. Oh, here we go. Yeah, with emotions, let's go. I'm telling you, bro, I'm ready. But they're back. But yeah, I think we're just gonna go through it like that, man, and just look at it and like I'm definitely gonna block people. Like I'm just gonna block them, and I'm going to just like I'm here to like have fun and make some money, bro. Like, and I'm not making a lot of money right now, so all I want to, and I do have a lot of fun arguing with people, but I think I just right now just don't give a shit about it. Like I don't care.
Well, there's just better ways to spend your time.
Well, yeah, I just because I genuinely like it's not even arguing. It's like just like going back and forth with people is fun with me. I like doing it, but like what I genuinely don't care what these people think. If they don't like me, I don't give a shit. Like I'd rather argue and bicker with my buddy about a movie, and then at the end of the day, we're like, let's go get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Versus bicker and argue with some guy that I don't know. I'm having fun. He thinks I'm actually mad. That doesn't even make sense. That's so stupid. Like, so based on the fact that I don't give a shit what those people think about me, and I think it might make. I don't know. It might improve the channel. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyways. What else did y'all watch this week? Because I watched a bunch of stuff.
I just finished watching Ticks.
Oh.
How is it?
Should we have done Ticks instead of Slugs?
It was a little more fun, I thought.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I put it on VHS at the shop last weekend, but I didn't get to watch it anyways. I got busy with people talking to me and stuff. But I will rewatch it then.
It was. I mean, it's incrementally better.
But I mean, if it's at least as good as Slugs, I'll enjoy it because I like Slugs.
It's pretty fun. It's a little bit better. The action's a little better than
Slugs. It felt like a step closer to Eight-Legged Freaks than Slugs.
Yeah. It kind of has an arachnophobia type feel to it.
That movie is terrifying.
Not as good. No, I mean, nowhere near as good as Arachnophobia.
Dude, John Goodman, bro, come on.
Yeah, for sure. But it's
awesome in that.
Yeah, he is awesome in that. Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty fun.
That's awesome.
Here we go.
You watch anything else, Chris?
I watched Seventh Curse again.
Oh, I haven't gotten mine in yet, so I won't.
I mean, yeah, I told you all about it already, but yeah, I watched that one.
Again? Already?
No, I watched it that one time when
okay.
I was texting y'all about it. So I watched that. I watched a few like Japanese sleazy movies.
I love that stuff.
Nothing too of note. And the Bob's Burgers movie, which is Bob's Burgers.
Yeah,
if you don't like Bob's Burgers,
like a long ass episode of Bob's Burgers, I'd imagine.
Yeah, pretty
much. I don't hate Bob's Burgers. I just don't watch cartoons very often.
Yeah.
I
watched Top Gun Maverick finally.
Yeah, how'd you like it?
It was really, really good.
Yeah, awesome American movie, huh?
Yeah, I mean it's like a good movie for like the first 2/3, and then like the last third of the movie is like, oh, this is fucking awesome.
That's exactly what it is. A really good movie, and then the last third of it, you're like, what in this shit? This is amazing.
Once they get into the actual like mission, the aerial sequences, and like where it goes, it's like so much fun. Yeah,
absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. Yeah, I watched a lot of stuff. You know what I watched that I forgot how good it was Black Mass. Dude,
never seen that.
Johnny Depp is great in that movie. Like
that is a good example of a movie that is like a decent movie, but a good performance like really elevates it.
Any other guy would have made that movie not as good by a mile.
Yeah, because it's not like a great movie, but Johnny Depp is so chilling in that movie. He's so crazy that it's
got a good, it's a good enough movie, but it's like when you're getting things like Goodfellas out there that have like an ensemble cast, you're like, yo, how are you going to even compare to that? So you need a really strong performance from somebody to make it even noteworthy, you know? And so this one was good, but then it had this dude, it was insane, dude. It was terrifying in that movie, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I watched that one. I watched Quicksilver. I watched Safe House. I watched Edge of Darkness. Then I watched, I watched something actually just a little minute ago. It was called The Protege. It's one of those other movies that's like, have you heard of this one?
Mm-hmm.
Heard of it.
Have you seen it, either of y'all?
Don't think so.
Mm-mm.
It's got Maggie Q in it. Is that her name, Maggie Q?
It looked kind of generic.
So okay, it is kind of generic, but that's another example of like a movie that would be nowhere near as good if it was two different people, but it's got Samuel L. Jackson and Michael Keaton in it, and like just because of the way that those guys can sit on a couch and keep your attention, and then Maggie Q is a pretty attractive lady and she's kicking everybody's ass in it, so you're like, okay, this is cool. It's a very good example of a movie that you're like, okay, if you want to watch some cool performances in an otherwise okay movie, go watch this. Because it does have good performances, and I'll watch anything with Michael Keaton and Samuel L. Jackson in it. So,
sure,
they're getting older, so the fun action movies that they're going to be in from now on are going to be very few and far between, if at all, I would imagine. So, it was cool to see them in something.
Yeah, Michael Keaton needs to be in more things.
He needs to be in like way more things, and I'll take Samuel L. Jackson in more things, and I know that's not even necessarily possible. But
yeah, for sure.
But it was cool, man. I thought it was pretty good. After watching that Michael B. Jordan garbage can, that movie sucked so bad that I was like legitimately disappointed. I was like, yo, what? Y'all know the guy Ben Foster?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen Galveston?
No.
I haven't either, but I watched the trailer and I read a couple of things, like real like short reviews on it, and the words they're using are like performance of a lifetime, breathtaking. So I think I'm gonna watch it sometime soon. But it's like a high drama. Like it's gonna take. I need to be in the right mood, because if I watch that and I'm not, I'll be depressed, because it looks like it's a. It's more.
Ben Foster's cool.
No, he's awesome, bro. I love that dude.
He's great. Yeah. I think I first noticed him in like he's
Hostage.
A Hostage is good. I forgot about that. That's the first
one that I noticed him in. And then I started seeing him, and I was like, "What is this guy's in everything?"
He's in 310 to Yuma. He's like Russell Crowe's like second in command. He's like such a bad guy.
I forgot about that movie. That movie's badass.
Also, yeah, it is. It is. Also, 30 Days of Night.
He's in 30 Days of Night.
Yeah, he's in 30 Days of Night, and he's got a really like good part in that movie.
Yeah,
I don't remember him being in that one.
Underrated movie.
Yeah, I think that movie's badass. Yeah,
I like that movie a lot. I just haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, me too. I don't think I've seen it since it came out.
Oh, he's in Hell or High Water. That is an awesome movie.
Yeah, definitely. That movie's amazing.
Oh, he was in Alpha Dog. That was really cool. He was in The Mechanic. That was really cool. Dude, every movie he's in, he's really good in it.
Yeah,
he's another one of those guys. He's a great actor, man.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Foster. Yeah, 30 Days of Night. Sure enough, huh? Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember him just popping up in these like small performances in good movies
for a long time.
But he's like always has a memorable role, like he'll be in there for like 20 minutes or something, but he's like one of the more memorable parts of the movie.
That's exactly right. And I wish he would get like a really nice big leading role in something, because I think he could carry a movie really easily. He's just not well known enough,
He does in more like smaller movies, like high drama. Yeah, more indie or Oscar-y type stuff. But,
yeah. He's one of those guys that when I see his name, I go, "What is it?" I'm a little interested,
Yeah.
I think when he's a little older, he'll become like Ed Harris. Like I love that guy. Anything he's in, even though he does small stuff, I watch anything he's in. Oh, that I love Liam Neeson, dude. He's in the worst movies. I love it so much, man.
Liam Neeson's just collecting a check.
Yes, dude. I think that Liam Neeson has made the same movie 14 times in the past 3 years.
Yeah.
They're all like The Commuter, The Guy, The Rifleman, The blah, blah, blah. Dude, it's amazing.
Yeah,
I watched that one.
Rescuing his daughter from something.
Yeah. I mean, Taken was cool, and then it's just like,
dude,
it's 15 more times.
Dude, hey, you know what though? Good for him, man, because he's been around for a long time. And he was never that famous. I'll tell you what though, that one with the wolves was awesome.
The Gray
was badass, dude. That movie was great.
No, but I heard he did it because his wife died in an accident, so he just started taking roles to keep himself busy.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that is a bummer, but. Good for him for
go for it.
Busy, because if I lost Carissa, I would have to stay busy, or I would fucking drink myself to death.
Yeah, go for it. Act in anything. I mean,
but
he's getting paid well enough for it. So
right. Taken was actually a really good movie.
Yeah, the first one's good.
I like Ed Harris a lot, and he was in this movie with Ed Harris that he plays like a shitty hitman or something. He's got like a drinking problem. He's like just a fucking bum. And
was that the Walk Among the Tombstones? Or
no, but I heard that one was pretty decent. But I haven't seen it.
That's a good one. That's one of the good ones that he did.
Okay, so let's see here. Liam Neeson is in. This one's got two other guys in it that I see in a lot of movies.
Okay.
They're like young dudes. One of them is called. One of them's he plays the like cop guy in Suicide Squad. He's the goatee, blonde hair, kind of tall. Mm-hmm. That guy is in the movie.
Something.
Do what?
Joel something? Is that
right?
right?
No, man. But he plays. Is
that?
He plays Liam Neeson's son in this movie that I'm talking about.
Oh,
Run All Night.
Run All Night. Yeah.
It's pretty decent, man.
It's not bad.
It's pretty decent for like a clearly low budget action flick.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Joel Kinnaman. Joel Kinnaman.
Okay.
Kinnaman, yeah.
It's also got Boyd Holbrook, and I used to get them confused all the time, so I thought it was really weird that they were in the same movie. You know who Boyd Holbrook is? He's in Logan.
Yeah. The guy from Logan with the metal hand and stuff.
Yeah. So him and Joel Kinnaman, I used to get confused because they looked similar enough, and they weren't in enough stuff to where I would see them just so often.
They feel like they are in the same auditions for the same movie.
Yes, and they play the same kind of guys, like the white trash kind of guy.
Yes.
Or like the military guy, but usually the white trash kind of guy.
Yeah, definitely.
But so I watched a movie I've watched a shitload of movies recently, man. I watched a movie with Joel Kinnaman in it, but it had Ana de Armas in it, and I was watching the trailer. Actually, she's the whole reason I hit play. I was watching the trailer, and I was like, "Dang, that girl looks familiar." Because her hair is insane in this movie. It's like really big and curly. Like it's nuts looking, dude. It's like blonde. It's crazy, bro. But in the trailer, I'm watching it and I'm like, man, this is wild. Because it also has other people that are good. And so I was like, okay. And I was like, that girl looks like Ana de Armas. And I was like, that's strange. And you know how sometimes at the end of the trailer, it'll have like names pop up on the screen in like a row. So at the end of the trailer, I'm thinking, man, that girl looked like Ana de Armas, and it's like blah 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 blah. Ana de Armas. I was like, oh shit, it was. I'll watch this. Like, and it's called. I don't know what the fuck it's called, dude. I'm on like overdrive right now. Oh, it's called The Informer.
Okay.
Real generic sounding thing.
Yeah, another one that sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen it. It's
got Rosamund Pike in it too, which she's really good. Clive Owen's in it.
Okay.
Commons in it. It's a cool movie, man. It's one of those movies where you're like, you kind of feel bad for the main guy. He just keeps getting shitted on. You're like, yo, what? Can somebody be nice to this guy? Can one person not lie to this dude, please? Like, he just gets shit on and shit on. He's basically, the synopsis is very simple. It's recruited by the FBI, ex-con and former special operations soldier Pete Kozlow, I think that's how you say it, uses his covert skills to try and take down the general, the most powerful crime boss in New York. When a sting results in the death of an undercover cop, he suddenly finds himself caught in the crossfire between the mob and the FBI. And he has to go to prison to get this thing figured out, right? Everybody in this movie is shitting on this dude. And when you find out why he's an ex-con, you're like, are you kidding me? Like, it's like the absolute worst luck out of anything you can imagine, man. You remember Con Air?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's Nick Cage, man. He protects his wife in a bar and accidentally kills a dude. Holy shit, he is exactly that guy. Whoa. This is like Con Air Jr. What the F, dude? That's hilarious. But yeah, he's protecting.
Put the bunny back in the box.
Oh my God. That needs to be like my fucking thing whenever my voicemail comes on. It just says that. And it goes, yeah, so he's like protecting his wife, accidentally kills a dude, gets 20 years in prison for it. Then they find out that he's Polish and he can speak this language, and they start using him and let him out of jail, early or whatever, start using him, and then something goes awry and they just literally bail on him. They let him go back to prison, and you're like, what are you fucking people, man? And I feel like that would actually happen. I wouldn't trust any kind of authority figure as far as government's concerned.
Yeah, government officials.
Any kind of federal anything. No, thank you, man. We'll be there for you. No, you won't. You'll be there to close the door behind me as I'm getting walked into the prison. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But I had this weird, like, Rosamund Pike. I think she's so fucking pretty.
Yeah, I like her.
You know who she is, Josh?
Mm-hmm. Gone Girl.
Yeah. I don't know why. You know what I think it is? I think it's that movie. because she's such a fucking psycho bitch in that movie.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. I'm like, yeah, there you go. Cut your hair off and punch yourself in the face. Accuse your guy of killing somebody. That's awesome. Poor Ben Affleck. That guy's a dick, anyways. Oh man, that's a cool movie. That's a good book, though. I read the book.
Good movie.
The movie.
I read the book first too. That's a good movie, though.
Dude, the book is fantastic.
The book goes even further.
Yeah, dude, the book's wild. The book's real. You know what? I think I'm gonna read that book after the one I'm reading now. I'm reading the Lords of Salem, that Rob Zombie movie, or listening to reading it, whatever. But man. Talk about a book that goes further than the movie. Yeah, buddy.
Really?
This one is wild, dude. Like, I was absolutely dumbfounded by like the middle of it. I was like, what just happened? Like, I was laying down in bed listening to it. And at one point I literally sat up in the bed and I looked at my phone because I have a timer. I set it for an hour. If it goes on longer than that, I just lay in bed trying to go to sleep. But I don't sleep very well. So usually I can make it by the hour I'm finally asleep. But it took me a long time to get to that point. Anyhow, I had to look at my timer. I was like, how much longer? Because I'm not going to be able to go to sleep till this is over with. Because it was it was crazy. And there's a part in it where this girl is like, she's getting taken over by I guess it's like a demon or a witch or something. Might be a witch.
Anyhow, this is why you can't sleep.
I had these problems long before I had any addiction to horror movies.
But it doesn't help, though.
I mean, honestly, dude, I'm not going to really get into it, but it doesn't hinder me either. I have very bad sleep problems. I was asking my mom about it because Parker's having the same problems, and I think he's got the same issues that I've got, or at least, head in that direction. And according to my mom, we saw doctors, and there is nothing you can do about it. I just don't sleep worth a shit. I could take some kind of like a Xanax or something, but because I've been prescribed Xanax, I can't take it, man. I take even a quarter of those things, and the whole next day I'm worth a shit, dude. I'm just groggy. I can't get going. So then what? Now I got to take Adderall to get myself picked back up, dude. No, thank you, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have any desire to do that, so I just deal with the sleep problems. Now the testosterone therapy does help with my sleep, so when I go to sleep, I sleep better. So I feel a lot better these days than I used to. Let's say my 30s, I wasn't sleeping good, and I didn't have the luxury of taking that stuff. So, it was just garbage sleep every night. But at least now when I do sleep, it's better sleep. But, yeah, dude, this girl's, fucking her boyfriend, right? And the description of what happens to her was so insane because I thought, what if this really happened to somebody? Nobody would know it happened. So what happens is her body gets taken over by, I think it was a witch. And as it's happening, her mind is telling her, hey, man, you're not able to do these things anymore. She's seeing everything happen. She's still seeing through her eyes. She can still hear everything, but she's not the one talking, and she's not the one moving, and she can't do it. So she's watching something else do things with her body. And it's pulling her further and further and further. And I'm describing this horribly, but she's pulling her further and further away from being in control. And then it just locks her in there and says, I'll take you now. And it's just, that's it. And I haven't gotten to the part where this is resolved yet, so I don't know what's going on. But I tell you what.
You can't sleep.
Oh, bro. And I was just like, man, I really want to know what happens next. So I'm going to listen to some of it after this before I work and then go to bed. And before I go to bed, I'm going to listen to something like maybe some music or something because I need to because it was just too interesting, man. I think Rob Zombie wrote the book too. And if he did, man, he needs to stick to writing books because it's way better than the movie. And this is one of the few movies that he made that I did enjoy. That's why I picked the book to read. Because I thought, okay, I like the movie. Okay. Let's see how he writes a book. And it's way different. I think due to the fact that, you can only do so much with a movie with a budget. So
it's a different medium.
Yeah. So I really think that if he wrote more books, I would become a fan because I like his music. Okay. He seems like a cool enough guy. I watched his podcast with Rogan. He seems cool, but his movies are just not for me, man. He got a couple I like and then everything else I'm like, eh. But
yeah. Speaking of him, did you see that trailer for Monsters?
No.
Oh my God, it looks like a giant pile of shit.
Oh, does it really? That's why
I'm not a Monsters fan.
I am.
So maybe if I knew a little more and was a bigger fan, maybe it speaks to fan. But why?
I'm not a huge fan, but I grew up watching that show, man.
I need a reaction video.
I watch. Yeah,
okay.
You probably should because either you're gonna love it, maybe, but
Oh, I had a feeling I wasn't gonna. That's why I haven't watched it yet. So
I was like, oh, this looks like the worst. This looks worse than Bad Milo. Like this looks terrible.
Is that our bar now?
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's definitely the bar. That's definitely the bar, Randy. Hate to tell you.
You're welcome, fellas.
Yeah. So maybe I don't get it, but
so okay, what about it looks terrible to you? Because the show's pretty campy. It's all in black and white usually. I mean, they have a colored version out there that I don't know.
No, it jumps back and forth between color and
wait, what?
Black. The trailer jumps back and forth between color and black and white. I don't really know why. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
So should I just do a blind reaction, then look into it a little bit?
I think you should.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah,
that's dumb. What?
I don't know. That's it. Yeah. Maybe
why Rob Zombie? Why this one?
Wait, what do you mean? Why did he do this?
Yeah, why?
Dude, this is like on his bucket list, bro. This is like high priority to him.
Oh, so this is a passion project for
him. Project, yes.
Okay.
That's okay. As far as I understand it, yes, that's the case.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like maybe he's doing it justice, and I'm not aware.
I mean, there is the possibility that he's doing something right that you just don't know is right.
True.
But I also trust your opinion. So I'm very much right now teetering on the edge of a fence, going, I don't know where I'm going to fall.
Yeah. So you might watch this and think I'm crazy, or
I doubt it.
Maybe you'll. Who knows? I mean, either way, like you probably should get a good reaction out of it.
Oh man, that's crazy, dude. I was a little surprised whenever Jamie mentioned that it was up, and I didn't even respond to it because I didn't want to start talking about it because then I knew I was going to go look at it. That's why I didn't respond to it at all because I was like, oh, I don't even know if I want to watch this because I was looking at all the set photos and I wasn't very impressed. And it wasn't that they don't look like they took time doing it because they do, but doing something I wasn't right and taking time are not often the same thing. So. Or not always the same thing, excuse me. So you can be careful with something and still mess it up. So,
yeah, I wasn't really planning on watching it, but I was watching something else on YouTube and it popped up and went.
Oh, you mean the trailer?
Yeah, I was like, well, let's see.
Well, like the movie, I'm very much on the fence about. Man, I don't know what the fuck, dude. I don't know, man. Just based on the fact that it's a Rob Zombie film, I was very hesitant to be interested in it. His track record with me is not very good. And the thing is like, had he made like the Halloween movies that he made, my main gripe is that he changed stuff that hasn't been changed since the inception of that franchise. And like, if you're going to do that, why make Halloween? Why not just make a movie that's a ripoff of Halloween like everybody else does and just call it something else? And it would have been awesome.
You mean like he did with House of a Thousand Corpses?
That's exactly what I was getting at.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm serious though. Like, why not just make another movie and call it something else and have a very strong, inspiration from you know what I'm saying? Nobody will care. Nobody will give a shit. Dude, Hatchet is way better than Friday the 13th, but people still love Friday the 13th. They don't care. Just go make your movie and people will like it if it's dope. If he had if it wasn't called Halloween and that wasn't Michael Myers and that wasn't Michael Myers' mom doing the things that she was, it would have been a way better movie to me. My main problem is that he took characters that we've known and loved for all these years and changed integral parts of their backstory and who they were. And I just don't think that's cool, man. I think that's fucked up. Don't do that, man. It's just like when they do this shit with comic book characters. It drives me nuts. If you want a character of a certain color, sexual orientation, size, shape, whatever, make your own, please. I will happily read it and then support it. I don't mind more. Don't change the one I've already got. It's stupid. But I'm a man of habit, and I like things the way I like things. I don't change things that I do because I don't want to. So I don't want to change things that I love and enjoy. It drives me nuts. But
don't fuck with the recipe.
Yeah. I mean, I mostly agree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, look, dude. A perfect example is Miles Morales. They wanted a different Spider-Man. They made one. He's badass. You can't tell me they can't do it. They did it.
Yeah.
They wanted a Spider-Gwen, awesome character. I also think that whenever they did Jane Foster Thor, I think they did it right. I like the way they did that. Now, it wasn't quite the same what I'm talking about, but it was close. They wanted a Lady Thor, so they had to create one, so they wrote a story where it made sense. It made a lot of sense the way they did it. I liked that story. It wasn't the best, but I liked it. And, I just don't understand why they have to go, anybody of any kind, of any art, going to go take something that already exists, that people love, and has been around for decades, and you're going to just go change something integral about it? Like, that shit drove me nuts. But whatever, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
for sure.
Fuck yeah. Well, that's an hour, folks.
Yep.
That's an abrupt stop. We're like, fucking all right, see you. But, yeah. Are y'all even at all? I'm almost hesitant to ask you this. Are y'all even the slightest bit interested in Malignant 2?
No.
What?
Is
No, I was
that
kidding.
a thing?
I was kidding. No. I was going to say,
wait.
What I was actually talking about was Halloween Ends, but I thought right before I said it, I thought, oh, it'd be funnier if there was a Malignant sequel. And so that's what I said.
I'd be more interested in Malignant, I think.
Really?
No, not really.
I was like, that's a bold statement, sir.
I mean, they're saying it's going to be like a complete departure from like what are they? Well, it already is a complete departure. Like, what the hell are they going to make it a musical? Like, what's?
Well, apparently that's what they're doing with which one's coming out? There's going to be a musical that's coming out. It's
Joker 2.
Yeah,
Joker
dude.
2.
What are we talking? Dude, what is? Oh my goodness, makes me so.
Everyone's so upset about it.
Dude, I mean, is that really happening?
That sounds like it.
Yeah, then they have to. They deserve to be upset. I mean, they should be upset about that. That's the most preposterous thing I've ever heard of.
They might be changing their mind now.
Sounds kind of cool to me.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Go fuck off.
I don't know.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised by that. Huh.
Do something different.
Why. I mean, I don't need different. We've already just discussed this 5 minutes ago. I don't need different. Leave it the way it fucking is.
We're gonna do another Joker movie that's exactly the same as the first Joker movie. I mean,
no, they can just do something. I don't know, not a fucking musical.
Not a musical.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd be okay with pretty much almost anything else. But
well, I mean, I get your point, and I understand your point, and I even mostly agree with that. I just think that musical is like the wrong direction. Like, well, I'd be happier if they made it a cartoon. Like
we'll see how much it actually is. I think they might have a musical element to it. But
okay, well, that would make a little more sense, and at least make me want to go watch it. Because if it's a full blown musical, I'm not going to go see that in the theater. I don't like musicals that much. I've seen a couple that I like.
Yeah,
I like the ones that you would think I would like. You know, Rocky Horror Picture Show is the one I like the best.
Right.
I like Little Shop of Horrors pretty good, but I mean, if it has like, let me try to think here. Less music than Little Shop of Horrors, that one's pretty.
If it's all death, if it's all death metal music, I'm in.
Okay, no, I would be interested in that because I would like to just see how that works. That would blow my mind a little bit, but like, yeah, I don't know, man. The idea of a musical for that, even like thinking about the first movie and thinking like, yeah, but how would that even work? Because a musical, I don't know. When I think musical, I guess I just think.
Honestly, I mean, like, I just always thought that movie didn't need a sequel, and I'm pretty sure
on that.
They thought it didn't need a sequel, so they're like, okay, you guys want to give us money for a sequel? We're gonna do something fucking weird. I'm like,
well, I guess I can get behind that train of thought because I also don't necessarily need a sequel to it. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little interested, I guess, because of how good the first one was. But I also, when I first left the theater, I was extremely depressed and thought I don't ever want to see a sequel to this movie in my lifetime.
Yeah,
but strange, man, very strange.
I'm open to see what they do with it.
I'll probably watch it. So,
I mean, it depends on how much of a musical it is. If it's a full on like very little dialogue without singing in it, I don't have any desire to watch that. But if it's like a movie with 4 or 5 songs in it, all right, I'm cool with that.
Like fucking Hamilton with the Joker.
I'm even more intrigued if it's that because I want to see how that works.
I'll just listen to you tell me how great it is because I'm not gonna like it. You probably will.
Sure.
But all right, fellas, I'll talk to y'all later. Is anybody going tomorrow night? Because I am not.
I'm not going anywhere.
Why are you not going anywhere?
COVID.
Oh, that's right. That's definitely not a good idea to go somewhere. Yeah, I'm skipping tomorrow night. I just haven't. They've had this last couple of months, man. Has been a bunch of duds for me.
Yeah, I don't dislike Starman, but it doesn't fit for a graveyard shift. I don't think.
Yeah, my buddy's coming into town from Huntsville for like 36 hours, and I won't have a lot of time to hang out with him, so I'm going to try to go see him for a couple hours and have dinner or something. But
well, Hugh and I were talking about maybe going bowling or something.
Oh, let me know.
Sure. You want to do that?
Just hit me up. Let me know.
Okay.
I'm gonna probably go to the shop, but not for a long time. So I'll have some. I need to get my oil changed before I do anything else. I'm gonna do that, and then I run to the store, pick up stuff to ship out on Saturday morning, and unless I have people just run into the store, I'll be free most of the afternoon and evening.
Well, It'd be in the evening anyway.
Okay.
9 or 10 or something like that. Anyway.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's way easier. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect.
Since we're not going to the movie, just an excuse to go do something. Yeah.
You play pool?
Yeah.
Just go play pool. I would love to go bowling, but I'm afraid that if I do that, I might go hang out. But if I do that, I might fuck my knee up.
Yeah.
But I'll go hang out. I genuinely love to bowl, so I would like to go bowling.
If we go to, I know there's Main Event by your house.
Well, they have pool and bowling.
They have both, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm down for whatever, man. I got a little bit of money, not a lot, but I can go do something.
Okay.
Awesome, man. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. We're going to be watching George A. Romero's Martin. It's available on YouTube. Yeah, watch it with us. Hang out. We'll be back next Thursday. Have a nice day, night, morning, whatever the fuck time it is where you're at. All right. Later.